It's Telling Tuesday. I'm trying to work out all of the technology kinks here, but I don't want you to miss out on the story. So, I hope that you find this, that you watch it, that you share it. This is one of our family's favorite folk tales. The Baker's Daughter. There once were two daughters, Isla and Eve. And just like any siblings, they grew up under the same roof, with the same rules, and many of the same experiences. But just like siblings, they were also complete opposites in some ways. They were the daughters of a baker. They grew up learning the ways of the bakery. As a small child, they started making little cakes from the leftover dough. And as they grew older, they began working in the bakery, buying or selling things to customers. And one day, Isla was in the bakery, there standing behind the display of breads that they had to sell. Some with sunflower seeds, sourdough bread, even cinnamon rolls. Into the shop came an old woman, hunched over with a tattered shawl over her shoulders and head. And she said to Isla, "Can I please have something to eat?" And Isla looked at her and said, "Oh, of course. I don't want anyone to go hungry. I will put a fresh loaf of bread in the oven for you right now." And Isla went to the back. She got a bunch of dough that was there rising, and she placed it in the stone oven, closed it up, and waited for it to bake. Surprisingly, when Isla opened the oven back up, there was the loaf of bread, only it wasn't the loaf of bread she was expecting. It was double the size of the normal loaf of bread. She took it out of the oven. Oh, it smelled heavenly. She took it to the old woman and said, "Here, I hope that this will feed you for a number of days." The old woman, she gratefully took that loaf of bread and she said, "So shall it always be with you because of your generosity." What Isla didn't know was that the old woman was really a fairy in disguise. And from that moment on, anything that Isla put into the oven doubled its normal size. Sometime later, Eve was working there in the bakery, standing there guarding all of the bread that they had to sell. The same baker woman came lumbering into the bakery with her shawl all in tatters. "Please, may I have something to eat?" she said. "Well, I guess." Eve was not so happy to see the baker woman. She went to the back of the shop. She took a very small piece of dough, put it into the oven, and closed it up. When she knew that the bread was about to be done, she opened the oven to check on it. But what before her eyes? That small tidbit of dough that she had sparingly put into the oven had double, triple, quadrupled in size, and somehow it was covered with a sugar glaze with raisins on top. Oh, bah, that's too good for her. And Eve set that loaf of bread aside to save for herself. She went back out front and she told the baker woman, "Bah, it burned in the oven. Go on, get out of here." The baker woman, she said, and so shall it always be with you because of your unkind greediness. And at that moment, Eve, the baker's daughter, transformed into a goat, saying nothing but "bah" for the rest of her life. She ran out the door and was never seen again. I guess none of us know when there's a fairy in disguise nearby. Have a fabulous Tuesday. I will see you next week.